Yeah, hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo, and yes, like I said, it's been so nice, so good being back. Our sports this day, today has gone up there. The excitement, the euphoria that, that greets the league in Europe is back. And then they have the EPL, the usual suspects. As Arsenal, Manchester United didn't play, but Manchester City, Newcastle, those were those that, that went for the title last year, last season. And they have started, with the way they ended and said, for those who are left behind, we better start catching up. But today, there will be the battle of Caicedo. It is that battle that we are waiting to see. Chelsea and Liverpool going head-to-head, and Moise Caicedo will be somewhere waiting, saying, "Is it the club that my club chose, or the one that I said I want to go to? Which of them will come up tops?" So we will look at that. It's going to be an interesting one. Probably, if possible, we can follow up what is happening in England. Of course, definitely, he did move after 19 years. You can't accuse of disloyalty. Harry, the man, the Kane, he says, I'm moving, and Tottenham says, you can't go to anywhere in England. And then, yes, he went to, one of the greatest football clubs in the world, Bayern Munich, and that is where he is now. But then at Spurs, for 19 years, the guy was trying to win the trophy, and he went down there to Germany, and hoping to pick one on his first day. He was, surprisingly listed on the bench, but then they said the man proposes, and then the Almighty disposes. You know what happened right there when they played their German Super Cup, yesterday. In boxing, yes, he's back to winning with our own Anthony Joshua. We're saying, where am I? What am I doing after those losses? He sent Helenius to hell, sent him with one good punch, and the guy went to sleep. Is he back? But is he lined up for that great day, that payday that they're waiting for? Because, of course, he's fought in Saudi Arabia before, but not with Deontay Wilder, and that is what we're saying. That might be the next stop. We shall look at that and see the next stop for Anthony Olubunmi Joshua. Moving on and looking at tennis, Alcaraz, is the Trojan, and then so we expected him to be at the final of the National Open in Toronto, but it was not to be so, because Paul said, "You are Peter. Today is the day of Paul," and they sent him out. Swiatek also did not make the final. She lost to the billionaire tennis player, Jessica Pegula, the lady that says, "Look, I have everything." Everything I can have of anything money can buy. But this time around, what can I get on the tennis court? So she's just there saying, I can excel, even if, yes, my father have, made those billions for me. They call her the billionaire princess of tennis. But she's in the final, and let's see if she can add tennis, to her wealth, and then conquer both worlds and live in paradise right here on earth. So that's Jessica Pegula at the National Bank Open. We shall also look at that one. You can't run away from what is happening right there. Either it's in Melbourne or in Brisbane or in Sydney. It is all happening in all the cities of Australia. 4 teams are the ones on standing. No, USA, 4-time winners of that trophy, nowhere to be found. Where is Norway? They've gone home. Where is Japan? They've gone home. 4 teams have won that trophy, and all have been sent packing. Japan were the last team standing. But as we speak now, a new winner will emerge. Will it be the host nation? Will it be Australia? Will it be the Matildas? Because the French were taught. Some of us were saying it was going to be France taking on England in that semi-final, but no, it wasn't to be so. When we go to Sydney, then we hear you exactly know what happens. And at the other end too, you're asking yourself, who will pick it? All last 4 teams are ready to go. It is not for me to say. I want us to go straight. Okay. Before we go straight to Sydney, let me just welcome Tio is here. Tio. What is going on?
Well, you asking. First of all, it's good to be back. Who would win it? It's been an interesting showpiece so far, the FIFA Women's World Cup, and I don't know why somehow my money just seemed to be on Australia.
Australia?
No, it's Sukere.
And they lost to Nigeria. That will make this story.
No, they drew in Nigeria.
Yes.
The goalless draw.
They lost to Nigeria. Yes, we beat them. Yes. After they went ahead.
Yes, you know, the host nation. Canada we drew again. So it's and they've been somehow they've just been taking their time, beating their time, and all the way they are here. Look at all the way they are in the semi-final. So I'm really, really impressed. But then again, you also have to look at the Swedes as well, taking out United States, taking out Japan. My money was initially on Japan, but like I told you, I thought they were a very, very well-oiled machine, and somehow the Swedes just they know how to get the job done. And they were looking at England, and they were still looking at my second nation, Spain. But let's see how it pans out.
All right,
interesting.
Second nation, Spain is also there. But then let's go to Sydney because standing by to join us is the one I call the creamy one, Sissy. Sissy, how are you?
Good. Okay, afternoon there. Good afternoon, Ken. And good evening.
It's afternoon. It's not evening. You are 9 hours ahead of us. So.
9 hours ahead. Yes, you're already at 9, so it's 9:25 here p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's been an interesting World Cup. Okay.
We spoke during the first semi-finals. You were on your way to the stadium to watch the second semi-finals. And then when we talked later on, you said it was all yellow. I thought they would be rooting for England. I don't know, Sissy, please, can you capture what you saw, you know, in the streets of Australia, in the stadium where you did enter 65,000, you know, capacity? You said, what? Just give us, keep us up to date.
You know, that was Sydney Stadium Australia is the biggest stadium in Australia because that's where they hosted the Olympics, Sydney 2000 Olympics. So it's about the fans at the stadium yesterday was 75,874. So that's the numbers that were there. And out of that, you can rightly say maybe 60,000 were actually rooting for the Colombians. Entering the Olympic packet from the very beginning, you see it was a carnival-like atmosphere for the Colombians. You think if you enter that place, you think, oh, maybe this is Colombia, a South American nation. No, it wasn't. It was actually Australia, in the sense that you could see that carnival-like atmosphere you see when South Americans are playing. That was exactly what pans out. Even the Australians on the street, where Australian also their color is yellow. So it was
Sissy, just hold it there. Hold it there. Sissy, hold it there. Let us at least tell the story. Let us follow your story first before you cap this thing on. Just calm down. Sissy, let us look at it with the eyes of the Sissy before we hear it from the voice of Sissy right there. Let's go and and capture what Sissy saw.
Yes, the Final Four is complete for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Sweden, Spain, Australia, and England are the teams that will be contesting the semi-finals. For England, they defeated Colombia 2-1. And for the Colombia fans, they're happy that their team performed very well. But somehow they're disappointed that they couldn't beat England.
I think they played really well. I think it was unfortunate that Colombia got that first English goal against them. I think that was lucky for England and unlucky for Colombia. I think England shouldn't have won. I think it should have been Colombia. They played better.
Why do you support Colombia and Australia?
I support Colombia because I support the underdog. I think the underdog should always win like Nigeria did.
Linda is one of the best players of Colombian team, but yeah, this time she couldn't do that, maybe her best performance. But it was good. Everyone enjoyed the game, but we didn't win. That was the worst part. But
they play so good. They are so good players. It's sad that we couldn't win today, but we just want to say thank you to these beautiful women to do that they did. So we are very happy. And
for England, it was a victory they anticipated, despite the Colombians giving them a very tough time before they were able to overcome the South Americans.
I think the team again showed some resilience and a lot of togetherness. And I'm just really proud again of the team, how we did.
We've been put up against a lot this tournament, and we always find a way through. I think one of the strongest thing about this team is that we never give up, and we have such a good team bond off the pitch.
From Stadium Australia in Sydney, Cecilia Mogbe for Channels Television News.
Okay, that was Sissy from the stadium. We've been listening to Sissy from, her cozy hotel room where she's reaching out to us. But of course, like she said, it's already 9:25, about 9:30 right there, PM, not AM, in Australia. So let's go back to Sissy, and then because we saw Sissy, we saw the English for the English, and we saw the Colombians, South Americans and Australians for Colombia. Were they afraid of playing England, or why? Why? I don't understand.
I think it's just the culture for the Australians. Even the day they were playing the Super Falcons of Nigeria, some Australians were actually supporting Nigeria. Okay. Somehow, they just have this diversity that you could root for any team you want to. Maybe it's just because they're hosting and they felt some teams really need their support. I don't know, that's what I think. And also, some of them actually said they have a large community of Colombians actually in Australia in Sydney. Wow. So that also helped. They have a large of them because Australia were playing in Brisbane. So some people most of them had to travel to Brisbane to go watch. It's about 2 hours flight, from 1 hour 30 minutes flight from Brisbane to Sydney. So, and if you're going by road, of course, you're going to spend like 13 hours or so by road. Some of them actually traveled to watch that. And when you're having more than 75,000 people at the stadium when the host nation is not even playing, it tells you a whole lot the growth of women's football. Like everyone in Australia have actually embraced this opportunity. And you think football isn't popular in Australia, but this Women's World Cup has shown otherwise. You see, parents with their kids, family, going to the stadium to actually cheer teams to victory. Most of them decide to pick sides. I'm like, okay, I met a family where you have the two daughters were actually for England. Then the father was for Colombia, and the mother said she was neutral. So it was quite funny when you see families like that just coming out to support teams that are playing. I think that's actually the reason why you have so many, where you have sold out stadiums. Every stadium you go to, from Brisbane, Melbourne to Sydney. I've not been to New Zealand, I don't know what's going out there, but from the pictures I've seen on TV, also you have having sold out stadiums. So the fact that they've been able to embrace this women's football, it's something we really need to cheer up about. And there's something that happened to Australia. Immediately they got into the quarterfinals, even before the game against France. About 150 girls actually registered for their elite program in school to play football. And that's something you really don't see because it's more like a rugby or cricket country. So now you're having more, people wanting to play football simply because of how well Australian team, the Matildas, are performing. Back to the game against England, if we have to talk about that, ahead of Australian game. I was looking at the coach of Australian national team, Tony. What happens to me? He was an assistant to G. Ellis, who won 2 World Cup trophies with the US back-to-back. I mean, that was 2015 and 2019. So for him to be, he became the coach of Australia just 2020, and now this man has led them to their first ever semi-finals. They've never been to this stage at all before. So it's well caught for England, what they're going to do in the finals. We've seen how resilient England can be. We see that teams have been able to push them to the edge, and somehow they're able to bounce back and then get something out of that. And for Australia to be able to beat France, was it 20 penalties that was played at the time? I lost count. I just wanted it to end. Anybody could just miss and let's just go prepare for the other game. The French team somehow, no matter how good they were, but they just couldn't go past the Australians, who we've seen, Matildas, who we've seen that even without Sam Kerr, the biggest player that they have in the squad, because of injury, she hasn't really been consistent in this tournament. So even without her, you could see some other players stepping up to ensure that, yes, they're hosting and they need to really give their fans something to really cheer about.
Okay, you were at the stadium, for that France, you watched the England versus Colombia match. Yeah. But then you just talk about that high tension penalty kick between Australia and France. I think at one point when the Australian keeper did make that save and they say go back that, you moved. And she saved it again. And she now decided to play the hero, to score, and man, what was really going on there? We saw about save, miss, save, miss, save, miss. The tension was that high. How can you describe that particular moment?
Okay, when I left, when I collected my tickets to watch the game again between France and between England and Colombia, so I had to go back to the Olympic Park where you have big screens everywhere at the stadium, fans that were watching. The highs and the holes and everything. I mean, the Australians, the Martinez, they had this band that was actually playing all through with the fire, fire at the stadium, lighting up and everything, just to create that festive atmosphere at the FanFest Park. Then you have I saw a group of boys who were watching. Immediately she missed, they turned back and they started watching that they were going into the stadium to go sit down and wait for the game against between England and Colombia. And then they will get the results from their friends. It was quite funny because they were really giving up. You see, a lot of people actually turned back and they didn't want to see it anymore. Okay, let me just hear the result. Because they were already giving up hope. Because theirs is, they were waiting. Why some of them? Because some of them that were supporting Colombia, I don't know what they were expecting. Maybe because they didn't want to face England, they want to face the Colombian side.
Yeah.
So some of them just left that, where you have that last screen at the FanFest, and then go into the stadium to stop watching. Why some others actually stayed? For me, I mean, if I wasn't a journalist, I know I have to talk about this game, I would have continued watching it because at a point you're wondering what's going to happen next. And I love the composure of the goalkeeper, as you mentioned. She missed that penalty, and then despite that, she had that confidence to continue. At the end of the day, she was a hero because she was able to save a lot, or maybe the French team actually missed. If you look at the fact that she was able to recover from that miss, go back to the post and continue as if nothing happened, I think it's something really said. I mean, there are players who could actually hold their own when they are in a moment like this.
Okay, before we ask you to look at your crystal ball in the last four, the Colombians are going, they've gone home. But what memory has Linda Caicedo left for the world of football?
She's the bride, actually. I mean, before her, we had a Chiamaka Nnadozie as the bride. Right? Almost everyone in Australia actually loved Chiamaka Nnadozie. They still do. Well, when Linda came into the picture, because of her performance, we heard a story. I mean, she played on the 17, on the 20, and of course, senior team in a calendar year. I mean, you hardly see that. All the tournaments, all the women's tournaments that happened, from last year to this year, she's been in all of them. And so people were looking at Lauren James. I mean, we talked about that before came on set, Lauren James and Linda. And you're looking, who is going to, who will your focus be on? Well, Lauren James, of course, the card that she got, she's missing 2 games and she'll be playing the final as if England gets to the final. But Linda has been able to sell herself to everyone with the way she plays, her movements, I don't know how to describe it. She's just had this special appeal. Although she was in tears, she was in tears after the game, like the coach and the players rallied around her, trying to cheer her up, but she just couldn't. But I believe she has left a mark in the minds of everyone, who watch her play, that yes, you have a new star. I mean, a star is actually born. We saw what Chloe Kelly did at Euros, and okay, this is another star. But Chloe Kelly hasn't been able to light up the way she did in Euros. But you've seen Linda, what she's been able to do with the team. Despite at a young age, at just 18. The fact that you could have a team rallying around a young chap like that tells you a whole lot of stories concerning this Colombian team. And it was actually the first time they got into the quarterfinals of the FIFA Women's World Cup. So that's a whole lot. And the way they were able to blend their under-20 team who were in Costa Rica last year to the World Cup squad.
I let you said a few that some of the players moved from under 20, under 17. Yes. How many of them?
Yeah, I think about 4 of them. I'll still need to check the records again. I think it's about 4 of them, They look like what Nigeria did, being able to assimilate those players from under 20 and put into the senior national team. That's what the Australians, the Colombians also did. Being able to put that together, and they have that blend of young and old, young and experienced. But I think what they lack in this World Cup was just that experience, that extra edge that they didn't have. And that's what England had over them. Of course, European champions, having the coach you know, a top coach like
she is. In the absence of Jill Ellis, I think we're talking about Serena Wegman is. I mean, she's the next one. Okay, now let's look at your crystal ball. Sweden, Spain. Who takes that? Australia, England. Who takes that? Sissy, yeah, look, become the octopus. What is the female octopus called? Is it octopotress or what? I don't know.
I was lucky to have the prediction I had with us, you know, Sports Tonight the other time. The Australia and England would just be facing each other because of the resident. But now it's not hard for me to actually decide because I don't know what the Australians will come up with. But I think England are favorites for this, of course, no doubt. Then Spain and Sweden. Spain also are favorites. But in terms of the Spanish team have had something really good going for them. Because of what they did at under 17, they won it for women. On the 20, they also won it for women. So now you're seeing the senior team also, you know, being here. We've seen a blend of Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid. That's what you've seen in that Barcelona squad. So they've been able to put the team together in the way that they just have this way of dominating football. Sometimes you have Spain dominating, somehow they can't get that cutting edge. But they've not had that in this particular tournament. So it tells you a whole lot that the Spanish team, they know how to score. I think they scored by 11 goals so far in this competition. So that's going to be hard. Sweden have considered just 3 goals. And taking out the United States, I mean, back-to-back defending champions, back-to-back. It tells you how resilient they also can be. So it's going to be a tough call for me. But I want to see a Spain and England final. That's what I want to see.
That's what you want to see.
I don't think that's going to happen. So it's a tough call for me.
All right.
I don't know. Except something extraordinary happen, I don't see Australia actually beating England because England got what it takes. They've got the coach to do that for them. They've got the players who can come in and change the games and everything. But defensively, of course, you know how tight they have because of the consistency. I think just so it's hard to see Australia actually beating England. If England could survive what happened against Colombia with the fans and everyone at the stadium, they're actually playing against the fans and also against the players on the field of play. So they already have that atmosphere that they know that they're going to have another hostile environment again against Australia. They've experienced that already against Colombia, so that won't be a problem for them. The fans won't be a problem for them. They're used to it already. But now, it's all left for what Serena Wigman will come up with. But I think she's got a better experience compared to Tony, who has just been assistant to a coach who has won the World Cup before twice.
Okay, this is Richard's courtesy of IBTC, the bank you can't trust. So Sisi, we want to say very thank you. By this time next week, which we're talking about who is going to lift the trophy. So it's so wonderful talking with you, Sisi.
Nice.
All right. Okay, we're going on a short break. When we come back, Okpeyemi Ajala is in the house. And then the Catalan you've seen him before. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday. And then Okpey is in the house. Okpey, let's start with Oluwatobi Amiso. We are waiting for the verdict.
Yes, thanks for having me, Ken.
Yeah.
And the female octopus, we are still talking about another female, is you call it a hen.
Okay.
So like the pickle hen that lays eggs for you. So for Oluwatobi Amiso, I think the learning point out of all this is just do the right thing at the right time.
Okay.
Because, so that you save yourself needs to start explaining things that could just have been nipped in the bud. Yeah, it's still subject to, and you know, it's not like the marathon. She's involved in the sprint where your state of mind is more important than even your preparation, because it's something you prepare for 4 years and it takes you like after 12 seconds, you are done. So I think the deed has been done. So what we should just is the learning, what is the learning point? That is what we should take out from this scenario. It happened to Maria Sharapova when she said she didn't see, she didn't look up her email for the new item on the list. So for her, it's about miscommunication. And I think from the last time, subject to the appeal, they need to check whether the tester, the third time, whether there was communication between her and the tester, and actually even know whether there was network issue. Okay. Because that was they didn't stay for the according to her, they didn't stay for the mandatory a minute so before they left. But she'll be back, even if not for this World Championship, because she needs to defend the Athletic Federation. Also need that. They need her presence, being the defending champion and the world record holder. So having this kind of feast without her, it's like you are demeaning the value of the championship. So they need that, but again, the right thing needs to be done.
The right thing needs to be done. Theo, how you look? Is there what are her chances in this? You know, we don't know because, like you said, for one, she doesn't have an agent. There is one she doesn't have, but for two of them, maybe the first and the third one, she was saying probably they didn't do much. You know, the other one she said she was on transit. She was on transit, and then communication was difficult on that day. She has to travel from one place to the other. And the third one, she said probably the person that came didn't do enough. What do you think her chances are looking like?
Right now, it's looking slim. You know, Ken. There's this movie I saw not too long ago, and it had to do with someone that missed something like this, like 3 times. He said the first time is an incident. Yeah. Second time is a coincidence. But by the third time, it has become a pattern. And that's the reason why she's currently going through what she's going through at the moment. Yes, you are bound to be tested. In her statement when she released it saying that she was going to come back, she said that she has been tested, if not more than most. You know, but then again, that's what happens when you have become a world champion. That's what happens when you have become a global icon. More eyes will be on you. I remember in 2009, after Barcelona defeated Manchester United, I remember that game very well. Yes. In the Champions League final.
No, I remember, no problem. I remember.
And Lionel Messi couldn't celebrate with his teammates because he was being tested. And it happens all the time. When you've won, when you're in the spotlight, once you become a global icon that everybody looks up to, it's only normal for you and regular for you to get tested. In fact, I remember when Serena Williams complained about it, that she feels that it has become something else.
A violation of whatever. Anthony Joshua said he's tested almost every day. Anyway, it was anywhere, because you are supposed to let them know where you are at any point in time, and within the hour.
It's called the AIU, the Athletics Integrity Unit. The word integrity is key because we have to keep the sport as clean as possible. We know we've seen issues whereby a couple of athletes have always, one of our own have wound up being involved with things that are less than glamorous. So we have to find a way to keep the sport clean. And then for the younger ones out there, this is what you go through. Once you enter the spotlight, it's only normal. So right now, like Okpe rightly put it, the World Championship without Okpe, without Tobi Amusan would, I think it would be interesting. It would be fun for me because I want to see her defend her championship. I want to see, even if possible, probably even break it again.
Break the world record again.
The world record again. Nothing is impossible. But I only hope that she can scale through this and then let it serve as a deterrent and a lesson so that it doesn't happen again.
Oh, well, that is what we are looking at because anytime we remember going to Tokyo, and then that story break that Blessing has been asked to leave camp, to escorted out of camp. You know how demeaning it was. How we all felt. She was our hope. She was what we're hoping on her, and she was posting fantastic times. And then suddenly, like a bolt out of the blues, it did hit us that she has to go home. So that is it. Now we know for some time now we've not seen Divine, we've not seen Nebekoro, we've not seen a lot of them. All our star athletes are all there in Nigeria, and Kenya is happening to us. But of course, the list is out now for the World Championship. Toby's name is there, but then pending the decision of the investigation that has been carried out. And we are saying, though the thing started on the 20th, we are saying by the 17th, probably the Athletics Integrity Unit will come out with their findings, their investigations, and hope that she clears her name. Because if they don't do that, she might have a minimum of a year. It's supposed to be about 2 years, not just months of suspension. And then it is not just whether it is for 3 months or whatever. This team is already there.
Likely missed from the Olympics. Olympics less than a year.
And then if they ban her for a year, it means she won't go to Paris in 2024. So she should be missing the Olympics, which is another thing. So, but that is you can miss and come back. You can miss through injury. You can miss, but your name is one thing that no matter how much. It will never. I remember when Gatlin, won that 100 meters. The first that came to my mind, look, this guy has been banned how many times? So so you suspect the person that the person is not clean. So So we do hope that, yes, something positive comes out of it, that probably the mistake or whatever is on the part of those who are supposed to test her and not on Toby, Amuson. Okay, that is it. We're hoping against hope and pray that it comes out. I will open the line soon. You guys will be with us because, of course, our football fans are all there, and then you all are raring to go. There is the NFF and FIFPro now brought themselves into the fray. We've been talking about this for a very long time here and said, FIFPro, what are you doing? There is no recognized players union in Nigeria. We have a players union, the players form themselves the union, but then you now go through some of those bottlenecks that are there. The FA has to recognize them before FIFPro recognize that going through the federations. And then where the FA says, okay, we do not want this, what now happens? But now I think that the FA have now come, Nigerian FA, and I said, come and inaugurate. I mean, I want this. This is so sweet. It's so beautiful for people of us. Come and inaugurate. So we want to see a FIFPro come to Nigeria, inaugurate the players' union. You understand? So that we can do this. We'll talk on this. We're expecting a guest to join us, and we do hope that he joins us soon. And then when we do that, we shall talk about the $60,000 and the outstanding. We'll give you an update. We'll get an update. The last 4 teams standing, okay, the last 4 teams standing, are guaranteed a minimum of $165,000 each for the players. I'm not talking about the federation. For the federation, they are guaranteed $2.455 million for the federations minimum that they can go home with, because when they win, that 2.45 million will now go to 4.29 million, almost 4.3 million, and for the players from $165,000 it will go to $270,000. But that is for those who are there. But for us who left at the second stage, the round of 16, $60,000 for each of the girls. I mean, that is something from FIFA. I remember the English FA telling the girls that, look, last time that you went to the World Cup, it was $10,000 that was your. You understand? FIFA is not giving you 30,000. But now the girls are progressed to the semi-finals. Yeah. So they are guaranteed 165. I don't think we have any problem with the FA again. With the English FA. Okay?
So FA, like the English FA, you said, they even move in notch higher. You are giving like £10,000 to bring your family. Yes. So they even left the realm of haggling over bonuses. Yeah. But again, I think if we still have issues like this, just pretend an organization has been irresponsible when the welfare of your athlete does not mean anything to you, when coaches are being owed, because that is the basic, your basic responsibility. So if your coach is being owed, you can always see progressing to the issue of bonus. But I think, again, Nigeria should not be the center point of this bonus round. And again, FIFA also will be taking note, because African teams, it has become more like a permanent feature, either with the male team or female team, always threatening to boycott competitions. And I think FIFA is a serious organization. That was the main purpose they came about with this ring-fence payment, so that your payment to players, what is due to players, what is due to a federation, is actually protected, so that you don't mix fun and you start hearing stories. I think that is the best thing for the Super Falcons. Okay. But again, as I said, the FA needs to live up to their responsibilities.
All right, let's see. I hope that we're expecting someone to join us, a guest to join us on Zoom now. Probably he is there. We'll check and see, so we can take off this discussion on the players versus the federation on bonus issues. We want to see if we can lay this to rest. Finally, I think there should be how it can be done, and if that is done, it's a question of just say this is the template, this is what we have agreed on. Whether the one FA comes and that FA goes, it will just be, it's probably that the USA and the USMT, the female team, they've already agreed. This is how it is going to be. Yeah. And then even the Congress has to wade into it, and then to stamp it after they went to court. Yeah. So in that case, you know that when we are going for a competition, you don't need to, it's not every time. And then when, you remember where the English, the 3 Lionesses, the Falcons, and also the Bayana, Bayana, they were supposed to play Botswana before they went for the World Cup. They were supposed to play Bayana. Yeah. They boycotted. But in their own case, it is not the players that are negotiating with the South African FA. It is the South African players that are representing them. So there won't be any need in Nigeria where most times where the players, the leaders of they're now victimized to say you are the one that instigated. Yeah. You have the players, the players send their grievances, or the players, so it also helps the FA because they can sort out most of these things. I think that
But Ken, being one of the pioneers of the female gay sport football in the world, yes. We started with private individuals. Simbiat Abiola used to be like the custodian for the Super Falcons. Then I would never had any issue. Chairman once said that even the bonus she gave them after winning the first Ocon, she used to build our first building in our village. So if an individual could take the sport to this level, why are we having a corporate body just dropping the bar?
All right, that discussion is on the front burner, and then we're still going to discuss it. Okay, all right, I'm being told that our guest is ready. Let us join the president of Nigerian Players Union, Tijani Babangida. I will call him the TJ, the speed star, the ex-Super Eagles, ex-Ajax FC. TJ, how are you?
I'm fine, Ken. How are you guys?
It's beautiful seeing you. It's wonderful seeing you. Where are you reaching us from, TJ? Where are you reaching us from?
I'm from Kaduna, my home base. I'm in Kaduna right now.
You're in Kaduna now. All right, TJ. Let's look at this. Let's look at there is a statement. There is a statement. I want to see this. There is a statement from the FA. Do I have this statement here? Statement of the Nigerian FA. But I want to go to the last part of the paragraph where the FA says. Yeah, they said that after all these years, FIPRO does not have an affiliate body in Nigeria. It challenged the body to come to Nigeria and set up an affiliate body that can always and legitimately speak on behalf of Nigerian players and made up of individuals who understand the culture and dynamics of the African environment. TJ, why has it been so difficult for FIPRO to set up an affiliate body in Nigeria?
Well, that's a very good question because years back I had been to FIBRO myself just after our election. And don't forget that FIBRO were affiliated here in Nigeria before, that is like 25 years ago, before some issues came up when they break up the connection and left. And after my election, I went straight to FIBRO in Holland, which is in Holland. I speak their language. I have seen the president. I have seen the secretary. I have discussed with him about all issues. And they promised to get back to us, but they never did. Why? I don't know. It's best known to them. And surprisingly to us, after all these years, we have tried and contact them, and we are even having contact with them, but they never make their way to come back and settle in Nigeria. While we have, even then, when we have one union, and we are working very hand in hand with the federation. But at the end of the day, you see what happened. They didn't come. And I don't think that is right for FIPRO right now to go ahead and call NFF. No, why? Why they didn't call NFF all these years, 10 years, 15 years, when all these things are happening? If you ask yourself, why are they calling NFF now? Is it an insiders or whoever is calling them and telling them all the story that is happening in Nigeria? But they always have an affiliated body who sees everything and can be able to tell them and communicate with them and tell them the truth. So they have no business to call NFF, I believe.
Okay, TJ, let me also ask you this. Some people are of the opinion that the problem with the players union in Nigeria are the players union themselves. From the Austin Popo Jala era to now, you're having yourself and also Chikwelu era and love them all, that you guys are, keep yourself open for divide and rule, that you cannot cooperate together as a team. You can't see yourself as a body to come together, that you cannot put your house in order. Is it true that the players, Nigerian footballers, are incapable of putting themselves together as a team to represent the interest of Nigerian players, both playing and retired?
It's not true. There are a lot of politics playing on this. which of course we can only discuss the point of it. All these years you see about players union in Nigeria is just a joke, because the federations at that time, they never want the players to be one. So it's very easily for them to go and look for any kind of person to tell him, come and we'll make another union, so that they can be able to have the divider rule that you are talking about. But for a union or for a president to make things right, you know, why these things are happening is you can always keep the players money without giving to them and nowhere for them to complain. And that's how they are going it. And right now you can see what is happening with this NFF, with this new NFF. Ibrahim Gusso have set up a committee. Already we are almost at the verge of coming out as one again, because I have done that before. So when we come, you have no any excuses. Then we can be able to work hand in hand with the players. I believe all the other administrations, they are very scared to bring the players union closer to the players, so that this kind of a story will come out and maybe the affiliated body, FIBRO, will know about it. But do you ask yourself, Ken, why did this coming out now? Why this didn't come out 5, 10, 11 years ago, 15 years ago, when all these things are happening, even during our time, it happened. So why now, if there are no insiders that call these people and tell them, listen, you know, this, and this, and this, to be able to destroy what is happening? One good thing I can also tell you, because you didn't ask me, is this: already before the World Cup, this present NFF have set with the captain of the Falcons, and they have come on agreement of 30% of whatever comes in, they will give them. Other ones, did they even have this kind of plan and agreement with them? So can there a lot of politics play in? And I can assure you and tell you the truth, there is no any fighting between players union in Nigeria, but the administrations, always previous ones, they are always coming in to divide a rule situation so that anything can be happening. They can be able not to pay the players, which they are doing. So now if you tell me now about the Brian Goso that is on board now, how many debt did he inquire from the players from all previous years? Why didn't this complaint come out until now? You never ask yourself. So maybe there are insiders who are coming in to disrupt all what is happening. But I can assure you very soon, with Ibrahim Goso administration, the way he promised us and the way I'm seeing things, because we're in touch with all the other players and we're coming as one, I'm sure that very soon we can be able to protect the interests of our players.
TJ, a lot of us look at it with skepticism in the way you are talking, because we saw you and the former president of the NFA dancing inside a jet. I don't know the song you were singing that day, and then suddenly we now saw that, you know, we don't have one players union. TJ, that is the problem we are having. Do we have one players union in Nigeria now? Can you confidently tell us that we have only one players union, or we have factions of players unions in Nigeria?
Let me tell you the truth. After that dancing, I tried to make the players union as one, and we are going to the right direction. But maybe they have seen bringing players to one direction, all this issue may not even come, or we are going to attack these issues, and they went ahead and break the players union. That's what I'm telling you now. They have break the players union, but Ibrahim Goso have already set up a committee that is chaired by the deputy governor of Edo State, Honorable Shaibu, and we are already in the verge of coming out again with another union. By coming out with another union, then you can find out that then we are good to go, because this administration, like I'm telling you, no criticism, no nothing. I'm sure he's going to make one players union, and we are never going to break, because he's going to give us the opportunity and chance to be able to make it a good union. That's the truth.
Okay, because I did interview the deputy governor here also in our other previous program that we are having, and then we discussed that issue of that report. So have you all made your representations onto that committee? And then are you saying probably that a report has been submitted or is to be submitted to the FA? And then that means, are you not going to have another election, or is it a compromise or whatever? Because if you say I was there when you were your team were inaugurated right there in Surulere, all the job that the former chairman of Sulu local government did, did for you to brag at. I was there that day that the investiture, everything was done, and we thought from now on we have a players' union. So this report that is coming in from the deputy governor of Edo State, are you sure this one will usher in a new era that you guys will bury your hatchet, and after tomorrow another person will not come out and say, okay, fine, I am now also the president of the Nigerian Players Union?
Ken, let me tell you the truth. All this time with all the administration, Players Union become like a scam to them, which of course they never wanted a Players Union. That's the truth. Now, Ibrahim Goso has come out and make a committee, and with that committee, you can see that it's almost over. I can assure you very soon the report will come out, because we already come to the verge of coming out with that report. Whatever emerge, the president will announce and appoint and show the whole world the new Players Union, and the one that they can be able to work with the players. And I can assure you, if a president, the way Ibrahim Goso is going with it, there will never be a faction in Nigerian football, Nigerian Players Union. Because all the other ones, they want factions, so because they don't want the system to move. With Ibrahim Goso, he promised the system to move. Of course, if the system has moved, Nigeria will never be embarrassed like the way it is embarrassed now. It's very unfortunate that this is happening. And if I speak about it, you say maybe it's criticism or whatever, but let's wait and see. Because the way Ibrahim Goso is going, the way he has putting things in order, very soon we'll have one Players Union, very soon we'll have somebody that can be able to speak on behalf of the players. If this problem happens, I am sure FIFA or FIBRO, because I have nothing to do with FIFA now, FIBRO would like to hear from our side. So if FIBRO are very serious, they should come and start trying to see how they can be able to engage Nigeria back to the affiliation of them. Okay,
we are going on a short break now, TJ. You wait there. When we come back, we'll come back to you. We shall also open the lines and see if people want to, the fans, the viewers want to ask you questions. Let us see how we can, have moving forward, have a viable Players Union in Nigeria. Stay with us. We're going on a short break. When we come back, the lines will be open. Okay, welcome back. We still have Tijani Babangida right there with us, former Super Eagles, president of Nigerian Players Union. But they are saying, look, right now we have one other faction of the Players Union, and then they're trying to put them together so that the players can have a representative, they can have a voice. The English in England, they have the Players Union, one of the strongest, the most viable. In Spain, the former president of the Players Union has now become the president of the FA. He was the former president of the Players Union. In Italy, the former president of the Players Union contested, and even in the last part, almost winning, the election. They have a strong say on how football is run in their country. But here, the Players Union is treated as just I'm looking for a very how do I say it? A very the word not denigrate a word that would denigrate them. I'm looking for a word that will kind of edify the way they are being treated because it's like they are just there. And anytime they want them or anything they do and they jump in, it is not viable. In South Africa, when the players said, look, we are not going to the World Cup, we're not going to play our last match before we have that friendly against Botswana, it is the South Africa Players Union that stepped in and started negotiating on behalf of the players. In Nigeria, we've seen where the captains of the team, the players, when they speak for the players, the FA, look, some of them, that is the last time you're going to play for the national team, or you are banned, or whatever it is. So we want to have an atmosphere where the partner, the Players Union and the FA will become a partner and work towards the plight of the Nigerian players. And then we thank God for these monies that FIFA has brought into FA. I know you guys have a lot of commitment, but that extra $310,000 that came in for qualifying for the second round, I think that will offset a lot of these things, I don't know, that are going on. But then, before we go back to TJ, the Chelsea is playing Liverpool today. I talked about the Caicedo thing. Let me go to Theo. Theo, what will Caicedo be doing today?
Well, let's watch and see. Okay,
115 million pounds.
It's going to be a British record.
Yes.
mind-boggling because from what, as per reports I've been seeing, it might probably be a 9-year deal.
Yes.
9-year deal.
Wow.
With the option to extend for 1 more year. So it's really, really mind-boggling.
He wants to stay there in a decade.
Do you understand? and I'm looking at Moise Caicedo. I watched him play for Brighton last season. Like I saw McAllister play, like I saw Declan Rice play. Liverpool, I told you before I came on set, how Liverpool could not shell out 100 million for Jude Bellingham,
yes,
and are willing to shell out 115 million for Moise Caicedo. I really do not understand, Ken. I really do not understand, because I watched Jude Bellingham play yesterday, and at 20 years old, that boy is a complete footballer already. And you're willing to shell out I don't know what they're, I don't know what's happening.
The thing is, Dortmund sees what other clubs in England do not see in their young players. Yes, Dortmund will go there and pick them, and then go over not just England, they go all over the world. Yeah. They have a good scouting system. Their scouting system, and then they polish them, and within a year
or two, max, these guys have become war beaters that are willing to go for heavy sums. Again, looking at Liverpool and looking at Chelsea, and then Caicedo being in the middle, the fact that after Brighton had agreed with Liverpool, he still turned Liverpool down, saying that he wants to go honor his initial agreement.
I think that is an honor. I love that.
Yeah, I think that's really, really commendable.
Because there have been a lot of hijacking in England. Yes. There have been a lot of hijacking. I remember when Robinho was hijacked. Yeah. I think Robinho was going to London. He found himself in Manchester. He didn't know.
He was going to Chelsea.
He was going to Chelsea, and then somewhere along on the air, they hijacked him. They played to Manchester City. I remember our own Mikel, after being unveiled by Manchester United, the guy that was kidnapped, and according to them, kidnapped and before you saw him.
It's not just in England, because if you look at even with Barca, I remember with Malcolm was en route to Rome. Yes. In fact, his mom was waiting for him at the airport with all the journalists in Rome. And midway through the trip, they got a call, and the next thing, the plane is rerouted and he's on his way to Spain. All these things are not heard of.
I don't know. Okay.
I think it's more of what you call opportunity cost signing.
Okay.
The same thing Man U did to Man City for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Not just Cristiano Ronaldo. they did where Man City was going for Fred.
Yes.
Man City, after scouting Fred, Manchester United went in and collected Fred. Which other player again? That apart before he was going to City, they just grabbed him. You understand?
And then Cristiano Ronaldo.
And Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I think that was even, it was Ale they said I called him and said, for your reputation, don't go there.
Because I think when Wenger told us
I think we have it's Sunday, so we have Sunday on the line. Hello, Sunday.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sunday. How are you? Yeah.
I'm fine. Are you guys?
Yeah, we're okay.
Oh, okay. I just listened to Tijani Babangida.
Yeah.
My point is, it was difficult for me to get his position as a person, on the issue surrounding these unpaid bonuses. This thing has been a thing on NFF as a body. Right from when I know NFF, I'm speaking in specific to me.
Yeah.
Right from when I know NFF, this is a thing on the NFF. Owing players who have gone out to represent the nation. Is he saying that what is happening, he is making reference to past occurrences? Is he saying that what is happening is a justification for the current chairman as to the past? Is the current chairman not in a position to make a difference now? Is he relying on what has happened in the past, to justify him owing the players after they've rendered services to the nation? That is question number one. And number two, right? The players have gone out to represent the nation. They've done their bit. Is the NFF going to pay the players or not?
Okay.
That is just a simple question.
All right.
You should answer.
All right. TJ is still with us there. TJ, you heard him. Hello, TJ.
Yes, I heard him.
Yeah, okay. You can respond to what he said. Sonny just asked a question.
Well, thank you very much. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
These players' salaries or bonuses has been now the problem of federation for over at least more than 10 years now.
Okay.
And you find out they cannot pay all these things, and it happens up to the present administration. And of course, by coming, that's why you see it's always good players, you know, to be more closer to the federation. Then we can be able to see and advise, because any money that can be able to come into the federation, we can be able to advise, please pay the players at least their bonuses before any other expenses to be done. But if we are not very closer and we don't see what is happening, for sure, maybe if the money come in, they can be able to do something otherwise than that. But for now, you find out that the debt in the NFF is so high that you don't know even from where to start. Maybe you have to start from the present one, which of course they have now in this World Cup said, okay, 30% we're paying you. They are getting also their money from the federation, where they are going to pay all their match bonuses and allowances. That is what is supposed to be done, and that is maybe what they are going to do about it. So that is the case, and my opinion in this. And you can see the bright light of it, of course, because 30% has been promised in that huge amount of money. And already I heard that there's also some money come from the federation. So this present NFF can be able to do that, I hope. If they didn't, we can be able to come out and attack from them and see maybe they are the same as the other ones. But for now, we have to wait and see when they get the money, where and what are they going to do.
TJ, Sunday did ask that, should, you know, of course, you made allusion to that, because we interviewed the head of communications for the FA here. That was two weeks back, and he did say that, of course, just like the England and Germany said, that after they have agreed 25%, they've agreed for that 30% before FIFA came up with this new template. Which means that they are not going to do that. But he is saying that, shouldn't the FA pay them? You know, of course, FIFA is paying the $60,000 through the FA, but what of how much the monies that they were owing them? Are they not going to pay them now?
That is one good thing we'll have to ask the NFF president, because I know that he already complained that he came in with empty coffers. There's no money for them. Well, now it remains for the NFF to see how they can be able to find such money, or maybe speak with the incoming Minister of Sport. If the federation maybe can be able to speak, and the federal government can be able to help out in embossing NFF and make sure that all the allowances of players are made and they are given to them. Because I'm sure that most of these things that are happening, NFF are doing it on sponsorship. If sponsorship are not there, money is not coming from the federation, where do you expect NFF to get money, except when they go to this FIFA competition? But now I believe for the NFF president to do the right thing more, he should have more contact with the minister, incoming minister, with the SGF of the federation, and even try to see the president, so that they can be able to give their bills to come out and pay the players. Otherwise, my brother, I can tell you that NFF don't have that money now in their coffers to pay all the other previous bonuses of other players. They can't do that. That's the truth about it. But will they go now and find the federal government so that they can help them? Will they get another sponsors? Even if a sponsor can give the money, maybe the money cannot be enough to pay all those things. That is the question. That is my answer to this.
All right. Okay, we still have TJ there. The lines are still open. So the show is on. Okay.
My name.
Okay, okay, go on.
Yeah, thank you. My question is that somebody died recent now. You people will know him. When he played, that is Daniel Mustafa. We call him Primo. He died on 28th. He died on 28th of July. The Kwara United holding the money. They have never paid the man before he died. He was a cancer since January 2023. He wrote Kwara United management. The man dead. Nobody done anything. And they hold him money. They hold him salary. You know, he was invited in 1992-93 by Shuaibu Amadou. He played for BBC, Lion. He played for Abiola Babes. Before he go to grade 1 coach, come back as a coach to Kwara United. And they hold him money before the man died. Please, I want the whole world to know, they hold this man money. Till now, nobody turned up. Bayo Issa was in the burial. And I asked him, what do you say about this? And Bayo Issa said that not only Gani Mustafa, the Kwara United rule, or the management, nobody come to the prayer when he died in the Kwara United. Please, I want the whole world to know, This man died. It's a very, very painful for us. He's from Mosi, Kwara State. He played for Kwara United. He coached Kwara United. He played for Abiola Grace. He played for BBC. When Shaba Modu. When the father Rabi was a coach in Kwara United, this man was a player at that time. Please, I want to know.
Excuse me, Owolafe, please.
Yes.
Let's be clear on this. Was he being owed as a player or as a coach of Kwara United? So that we can understand.
As a coach.
As a coach of Kwara United. Okay. We just want to be clear with that. Okay, no problem. There is something that Tijani can do about that one now. TJ is not there. But there are the players, you know, but like you have said, I think the officials of Kwara United are listening and the FA also are listening. And then most of these are what FIFA intervenes in. TJ, do you have any question for TJ?
No, mine is just simple. The Philip Shuaibu Committee on the integration of the player union, he said the report will be out very soon. Is there any timeline, like being a fixed date?
Okay.
So not just soon. Soon is a little bit vague.
Okay, TJ, Okpa is asking that do you have any idea on when that the Deputy Governor's report will be submitted to the FA, to Nigerian Football Federation?
Thank you very much for that question, because that is the question I'm already even planning to see the NFF president for, because I have seen him last 2 weeks and we have discussed, because he told me as well that he's waiting for the report.
Okay.
Report. Okay. The Prem line that at least when will that report be given to him? There must be a frame, a time where that report will come. But for now, we don't have. But for sure, we will have. Next week, I will see him for sure.
Okay. So what do you advise? You've been in this. I know. Well, let me ask you this: when you guys were playing, TJ, were you owed your bonuses and allowances? Were you owed?
Let me tell you the truth, because you want me to go this far. Maybe most Nigerians don't understand and they don't hear this. Way back 2002 World Cup, one of our players came out because some of the players in the other countries have told him about the plan and the agreement they had with their federation about the FIFA money. All this time we didn't know about this FIFA money until when we start to discuss with NFF about this FIFA money, and it becomes a tussle, a big problem that caused most of the members not to be in that World Cup 2002. That's the truth.
Are you saying,
because of that FIFA money?
TJ, wait. Are you saying that it was because of the FIFA money that some of you were excluded from going to the World Cup in 2002? Are you saying that?
Yes, you heard me loud and clear. Yes. You can break such a team because of such money. Yes, it happens. It's true. Because I'm in the helm of the affair at that time. That's the truth. And it happens. And sometimes you don't know where to say, you don't know how to talk, because they never let the players' union to work in Nigeria so that we can be able to bring our complaint to the players' union, so that the players can be able to take this thing direct to them. And if the federation didn't listen to the players' union can report them to FIBRO, and FIBRO will report them to FIFA. Ken, that is what happened. And we couldn't, and we didn't, and they just took some players and went to the World Cup and come back, and that's it.
Okay, I'm sorry to go back on this, but I just wanted to explain to us so that we can really understand this. When you met the FIFPro, the president of FIFPro, what did he tell you was mitigating the challenge they are having in inaugurating, a players' union in Nigeria, or what you guys should do in order to get? Because I know there is a process. You start as an observer for some 1 or 2 years, and then before you go there, what is the status? What did he say? This is the status of the players' union in Nigeria when you met him personally.
When I went there, and they were happy because I was playing in Holland, they are from Holland, and they know that I have the capability and capacity to be able to do the job. And they tell me, okay, Tijani, now we're happy, congratulations, but please go back to your country and try to make the union as one. I tell him, okay, no problem. Then I find out that Jala was having another union, Awesome Popo is on the other side. And I come back and try to convince Harrison Jala to come back to one union so that we can be able to move and help our younger ones. Because it's not about the older players, my man. It's about the younger ones. Look at what is happening to these players that are all a lot of money. Very soon, some of them will get injured. Some of them will be out of football. What will they? They don't have this money. There's no plans for them. I say, okay. I came back to Nigeria. I didn't contact the federation at that time. All I do is I try to finish with the players, and Jala even agreed to come back to one union and even push me as the president because of the connection, of course, I have in Fibro in Holland, where we can be able to move this thing forward. I have done that, and I have brought then the report of that to Fibro and as well to the Federation of Nigeria at that time. I was invited and I went to Holland, and again I tell them, now I have one union. Can we please try to do what is good for Nigeria? They tell me, okay, listen, let the federation president call us in Fibro and tell us that now we have one union and this is the one union that we're going to work with.
Okay. And
I came back to Nigeria again. I spoke with then the administration of that time. They promised me they have spoken with the union with Fibro, of course with no proof because they didn't show me a letter or whatever they write to them that they approve that PFAN is the union that they are going to work with. Nothing happened. So I believe they didn't. So you see, they never want the union to work. They never want the union to be one. So that is the true story about it, and I'm telling you about it now. That's why I'm very disappointed with Fibro coming to Nigeria and calling NFF while they know they have an issue. A very small issue they can be able to handle. They didn't.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, TJ. I think I will still have another time to discuss this. We're out of time, really, but this is one issue that we must explore. Thank you so much for for being with us, Tijani. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
They say, well, we're out of time.
Well, Ken, this NFF board, you can't divorce them from the past board because Alhaji Yusuf was part of the former board. So, but what I've just noticed and observed, I think it's high time the NFF get to renegotiate their MIC bonuses. I think there should be a downward review because it's obviously they cannot pay and they'll continue to be in debt.
The players are the protagonists. The players are the ones that literally make all of these things happen. If we didn't go to the World Cup in the first place, no money will be paid. That when we're talking about sharing, we need to make sure that we don't victimize players and act all vindictive on them when they come out and ask for what is their right. That's it.
Okay, the FA, you are the players and all your children, and you need the players, to thrive. We've seen, like you said, I love this statement from the FA for once. That's look, FIFPro, the ball is in your court. TJ has just said it. They came to meet you. Come in here and inaugurate the players in Nigeria. We've tried. I want to say this on air that we have from this show. We have tried to reach out to FIFPro. We are trying to get back a feedback from them, and when we do, I tell you, they will come in live here and speak to Nigerians. As we go this day, I'm Ken Ochonogo. I dropped the pen. Have a very blessed Sunday.